Good morning from day 4 aboard the Disney Treasure. Today we are in the port of Tortola.
Our first day not moving.
Yes, finally stationary, not waving about. So, port looks beautiful. This is our first time here. So,
Don't have an excursion.
yeah.
Just kind of walking around and seeing where life takes us.
Yes, I have the bridge view pulled up on the TV, and the port area looks very pretty and very reminiscent of Falmouth, Jamaica from our honeymoon cruise. So, excited to see what the port area has to offer. So, time to get off the ship and explore Tortola. So, let's go. Okay, so we are back on board after exploring Tortola for a little bit. Didn't spend too much time out there, but
I think all in all, it was probably about an hour round trip.
yeah.
The port area is nice, but very, very small.
Mm-hmm.
It was also getting a little toasty and was very windy.
Yeah, and the shops, or the businesses in the port area, pretty much if you weren't looking for booze or jewelry, everything else was pretty much closed.
There were a couple places that were open that had some
Generic.
things like spices or some locally distilled alcohol.
True.
And popsicles. We walked in one store, and that was kind of what they had, and we were like, oh, okay. But we didn't make any purchases this time and just kind of walked around a little bit. It's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very pretty port.
Got some nice pictures.
Hopefully. If our hair isn't going like the whole time.
Very windy.
Yes. But I love the mountainous ports because we don't have sites like that back where I'm from.
Right.
So it's always very pretty to see. I mean, it would have been fun to have an excursion in this port, but there wasn't really anything that interested us. A lot of it was related to
just the beach.
Yeah. And since we're going to Castaway later in the week, we were like, do we want to pay to go to a beach? And at least on this sailing, we decided not to.
True.
But once we were back on board, we
got some lunch.
Had a little snack. Big snack. Lunch.
Big snack.
Yeah.
From Donald's Cantina.
Burrito bowl.
Yes. Good. Well, yet again, I didn't remember there being the poblano rice last time.
I don't think it was there last time, but I'm not positive.
That was a nice little change. They had the white rice, brown rice, and poblano rice. Mm-hmm. We also got some ice cream. Ice cream flavor of the day was blueberry. So could do a blueberry with vanilla swirl.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred straight blueberry.
It was good though.
Once you started eating it, it all mixed together. And
True.
It was still very good. I think I liked the mint better yesterday.
I did too.
But I'm a mint girl. I love mint.
Very true. And then we headed off to some trivia. Mm-hmm. Tried to defend our title as Pixar trivia champs.
We did not.
We did not.
We need to watch Onward.
Yeah.
And there were also just very niche, specific things. I don't think anyone got a perfect score.
No, the winning team got 17 points.
And we got 16.
And we got 16. The one question that I had never heard of before, this answer, I don't know that I would ever get to the answer, is what is the name of the city that the Incredibles protect?
Specifically, Bob Parr
and Lucius.
Lucius Best. Apparently that's his name. Last name. Didn't know that.
True.
But the answer was...
Metroville.
Yeah.
So, nobody knew that one. I think every single person in trivia got that one wrong. But, yeah, some really off-the-wall questions this time. And then after Pixar trivia, we stayed in the same room for Disney Tunes trivia.
Yes.
Not the live version, just the playing the track, name the movie, name the song.
Yeah, and there were actually a lot of crossover answers between those two trivias.
True.
Several repeats. But some off-the-wall things.
Yes.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Pete's Dragon, and Brother Bear 2.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that we missed. Songs from those films.
So that one was out of 38 points, and we got 32. There were 2 teams that got perfect scores, so...
And then it went to a tiebreaker.
Yes. But still fun. Still glad we did it, and yeah.
Now we know we need to watch Pete's Dragon, Bedknobs and Broomsticks,
Brother Bear 2.
And Brother Bear 1 before that, so
True.
we remember what's going on.
Onward.
And Onward for that darn dragon's name.
Yeah.
You can never remember the dragon's name, and that's always a question.
True. But now we are back in the room. They have already cleaned the room and given us our pirate bandanas because tonight is pirate night. So, gonna chill here for a little bit and then change into our pirate attire.
Yeah, and set out in the world.
Yeah. So, we'll catch up with you then. Okay, we are all changed and ready for pirate night.
Arr.
Yes. So, ready to see Coriander and Sage. They have a little show coming up at 4 and meet some characters. And
he's Smee.
I am Smee, as per usual.
Yeah, I'm in a modified version of my past outfit. We're doing a skirt this time instead of pants.
Yeah.
But if Tinkerbell was a pirate.
Yes.
Arr. Because what a more romantic couple. Tinkerbell and Smee.
Of course. But yeah, so that's what's ahead for us today. We are in Marvel this evening for Pirate Night dinner.
Which I'm excited to see if they put anything on the screens.
I would imagine so.
Because
the animators did.
Right. I'm thinking we might be in the best place for Pirate Night.
Yeah.
So this might be the best dining rotation, but we'll let y'all know.
Yeah.
Because I do think you can request. They don't necessarily honor, but if you call Disney Cruise Line and you're like, please, 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 we want to start in Marvel.
True.
Then that might be the way to go.
Yeah.
But we'll let you know.
Yeah. But for now, time to head down to the atrium and see what characters line the house.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to raise the curtain and watch the show tonight. Travelers, gather around us. Let us tell you all a story.
A fable that we've collected with a bit of allegory.
We'll keep it short, but listen close. It's a story you may know.
Do you want to hear it? All right, then here we go.
Here is the story of Muppet Treasure Island.
That's my favorite. Jim Hawkins was a poor orphan's boy, and his life was hard. He worked long hours at the Admiral Benbow Inn, where his only friends in the world were Rapping Rizzo and something or other called Gonzo.
One of the guests at the inn was an old pirate named Billy Bones. Billy would tell Jim fantastic stories of a faraway island and a map to buried treasure. Jim! Beware the pirate captain! Billy would suddenly warn Jim.
One night, the inn was raided by a bunch of black-hearted pirates in search of Billy's treasure map. Ooh! Give me a rest arm if you're riding up the
and the three friends escaped, map in tow. The three friends then went to see a young Squire Trelawney, who was a bear. Waka waka waka! He agreed to help them find Treasure Island. They all got jobs as cabin boys and were good ship his bed going. And off they sailed in search of the treasure.
The captain of the ship was a frog named Smollett. Hi-ho! Hi-ho! Captain the Smollett here. The rest of the crew are a bunch of cutthroats, villains, and scoundrels.
The ship's cook was a man named Long John Silver. Now, Jim remembered Billy's warning about this man, but he couldn't be a bad guy, could he?
Dun dun dun! The pirates, suspecting that Jim had the treasure map, rummaged through his things but couldn't find it. Captain Smollett had ordered Jim to lock the map up in a clock box in his cabin for safety reasons.
Now, thinking that Long John was his friend, Jim told him where the map was hidden. But Jim was deceived. Long John and his pirate crew stole the map from the lockbox. When Jim found out, he was shocked. Long John was that evil man that Billy had warned him about.
What?
I know! Come ashore with me, Jim. Join my pirate crew.
I can't, said Jim.
So Long John wasn't taking no for an answer, thank you. And with a hook of his crutch, he kidnapped Jim into a longboat headed for Treasure Island.
Captain Kermit, Captain Smollett, had planned on raising the anchor and abandoning his pirate crew. But when he found out that Jim Hopkins had escaped and been kidnapped, he had to plan a rescue mission. Once on the island, the captain was captured by wild boars. Oink, 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 oink. The king of the boars
Oink.
had ordered his crew to tie up the captain, Gonzo, and Rizzo as they danced and awaited for the arrival of their queen, Miss Piggy.
Spoonie! Could that be you?
Said Miss Piggy. Really good.
That was all you.
Said Thank you so much. Oh yeah, that's right. Said Miss Piggy, a.k.a. Benjamin Lemon, a.k.a. Smollett's ex-fiance. He left at the altar.
She was still mad at the captain when he did work, and karate chopped him. Long John found them, kidnapped them, and hung them upside down over the edge of a cliff. Thinking that this was the end, Piggy forgave Benjamin forgave Smollett.
Jim Hopkins managed to escape and sailed to Hispaniola to save the captain and the pig after an epic swashbuckling fight. The captain and the pig were saved! Long John Silver tried to escape. Long John Silver managed to escape, but being outsmarted by Jim Hopkins, found himself sinking. His boat filled with treasure was filling with water.
Oh my, there's too much water. Oh, my treasures gone, oh, girl and jewels, oh my. Thank you so much, a good time. You can cut me off whenever you like, really. I'm running out of things to
The
say.
Hispaniola sailed for home, and Long John Silver was trapped on Treasure Island.
The end. Well, that happened.
Thank goodness they only performed this once, sisters.
Okay, so we are back after our evening. After all the pictures and whatnot, we did go to the Haunted Mansion Parlor.
We did.
There was no show this evening. The show in the theater was Thunderbolts. So we decided to skip that today and go to Haunted Mansion Parlor.
It was very quiet, so it was a really nice time to go.
Yes, not packed at all. Basically had our choice of where to sit. So, but yeah, it was fantastic. I loved the theming of the whole place. I really, really wish they did that level of detail on the Wish for the Star Wars bar. But alas,
Hyperspace.
Yeah, Hyperspace Lounge. Couldn't think of any of that. But yeah, very, very cool in there. We sat by the fish tank, so got to see the ghost fish and the ghost seahorses and the fish gravestones.
Even got to see them materialize.
True.
So that was exciting.
Very true.
And what did you have to drink?
I had the Last Catch, which was the whiskey-based one. Very, very tart. A lot more tart than I expected, but I think my edible straw was lime.
Yes.
And that definitely added some flavor to it. But overall, very, very good. I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was very similar to the drink that I got at Skipper Society, but I like this one better.
The drink you had tonight was what I hoped the Skipper Sipper would be.
Yes.
Basically. So basically a whiskey-based tropical fruity drink.
Yeah. And it
wasn't too sweet.
Right.
In any way, shape, or form. Because we'd been hearing a lot of folks talk about how the Haunted Mansion drinks were super duper sweet. But the two drinks that we had were not.
Yes. The price listed in the menu for mine was $60, but that included a souvenir mug. I did not want the mug, so I got just the drink, which was $15. So I think that was about the same as the Skipper Society one too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'll put that on below if it's the same or different and whatnot. And then you ordered the Chilling Challenge.
AKA a margarita.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
But it was all fancy.
A really fun presentation. It came with a death certificate.
It did.
But overall, it was just a really nice margarita. It was odd because the foam, rather than having salt on the rim of the glass, it was a salt foam. So it was an interesting taste and flavor sensation.
It was.
Just because with the first sip, it's kind of, because you know there's no salt on the rim, but then it's very salty, and you know. But I liked it.
I think the margarita itself underneath the foam was a very good margarita.
It was.
So
It was good tequila. No burn. No after tequila headache.
Yeah.
But it was $20. So for $20, I would expect
a good margarita.
a good margarita.
But yeah, those were the two drinks that we got. Stayed in there a little bit just to enjoy the ambiance. And you even got to participate.
I got to help.
So you rang the bell.
I think a couple of us rang the bell.
I
think
sure?
another lady rang the bell.
Okay.
I think I was not the only bell ringer. But I rang the bell.
Yes. So at parts of it, they hand out bells and tambourines for
to awaken the spirits.
Yes, some audience participation to join in with Madame Leota. But lots of fun.
Let there be music from regions beyond. Wizards and witches, wherever you dwell, give us a hint by ringing the bell.
Then we headed up for the pirate show, the Mickey's Pirates in the Caribbean. since we are indeed in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, super cute as always. Just nice to see.
Very windy,
Very windy.
but the performers were great. Everybody seemed to be having a nice time.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Mickey's Pirates in the Caribbean. Caribbean. Caribbean? Caribbean.
However you want to say it.
The Mickey and Minnie Pirate Deck Party.
Yes. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then from there went to dinner, which dinner this evening was in Marvel, but was the Pirate Night menu. Will say I was a little disappointed that there was not the pirate anything on the screens. It was all just Marvel art. So.
And lots of obscure characters.
Yes.
There were people that I had no idea who they were.
Very minor characters in this artwork. But yeah, it was. I really expected it to be like Animator's Palette with the pirate stuff, but oh well.
It was still a nice evening, and the food was very good.
Yeah, I would say the food quality, this has been the best quality Pirate Night food that we've had.
With one exception.
Yes. So appetizer-wise, we both got the crab cake, we both got the samosa.
Both
Great.
were excellent. For some reason, I felt like the samosa was smaller
It did seem small.
than on previous sailings, but I didn't hate that
Yeah.
because I knew I was eating lots of yummy things and needed to save room.
Yeah.
But I do love that samosa. So that was my only observation. The crab cake was excellent, though.
The crab cake had a lot less filler than I remember there being.
Right.
It was just like pure crab underneath the shell. So the crab cake was fantastic. Entree wise, you ordered we both ordered our server's recommendations. So his first recommendation was the Treasure of the Seas, which I think the last time I got it was our honeymoon. So it's been a while. And I didn't like it then just because, one, it just so kind of a weird mix at the time, but two, because the shrimp had the shells on them, and it's like if you're going to put the shrimp with the shells on it and cover it with sauce.
I thought they had tails. I didn't
There was
remember.
the shells, too.
Okay.
So it was just a lot of work while covered with sauce in a pasta. So, yeah. It wasn't my fave back then. Tried it today. It was very good. And our head server de-shelled the shrimp before I even got to it.
At the table.
Yes.
It was placed in front of you, and then...
Charm comes around the corner and de-shells it all.
Yes.
But yeah, flavor-wise was very good. The scallops were cooked excellent. I will say the shrimp were a little overcooked, but not too bad. But yeah. And then his second recommendation was what you got, which was, as per usual, the jerk chicken.
And I think it was probably the best I've had it on Disney Cruise Line for our pirate night. The chicken was very flavorful and a bit spicy, but it was Disney spicy, so do with that information what you will. But lots of good flavor on the plate, and I was very happy with it. So I would also recommend it.
Yeah. And then we come to dessert.
Our favorite dessert.
Our favorite dessert, which is the caramel macadamia nut cheesecake tart.
We love this thing. If you
Yes.
watched our videos, you know that this is like, people diss the pirate menu, and we're like, no! It's the samosa, and the crab cake, and the cheesecake tart.
Yes.
It's the best.
We have continually requested this tart to go, like an extra one or two to go, which we did today as well. And save it for another day just to relive the lovely desserts of Pirate Night. However, today's was pretty different.
The caramel was so thick
It was.
that I could like stretch it, and I was trying not to be overly dramatic at the table, but it was super thick. It was almost like the caramel on a caramel apple.
Yeah.
So you know that consistency where it's like slightly gummy but fairly hard. So it was difficult to break through to get to the cheesecake. I ended up peeling the caramel back.
Yeah.
But I also didn't notice the macadamia nut pieces
I was going to say,
in the
there were no
cheesecake.
chunks.
So, I don't really know what happened. We'll see. I mean, like we said, we got one to go. So, we'll see if there are nuts in it. And Robbie can put that in the... Down below what we're talking. But, yeah, it was odd.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, I'm willing to give it another try on future sailing. But that was our... We were flying really high, and we were like ready to just go crazy, and then, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We were humbled by the tart.
Yeah. But yeah.
But it still tasted good.
It did. It would just, you go to cut it, and all the caramel can be picked up in one fell swoop because it was just so stiff.
Yeah.
But, yes.
But our service team also got us out incredibly quickly.
Yes.
It is currently 9:32, and we've been talking for a hot second. So the pirate party does not start for almost 45 minutes.
Yes.
Crazy. And that's the fastest we've ever moved through pirate night dinner.
I think any dinner.
Probably. Because, I mean, it was basically an hour all in.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And maybe it moves faster when you're in the early dinner, but in the late dinner...
We've never had it that fast.
Nope.
But came back to the room to see our towel animal, which is the usual pirate knight, Davy Jones, complete with the gold coin eyes.
Of course.
It is late. Not sure if we're doing the pirate night evening show, since we have such an early morning tomorrow. So we have to get up we have to meet at 7:30. So I don't know what time we're going to be getting up. But
I don't want to think about it.
The late night pirate show and the fireworks this evening. If we do end up going up there, I'll put clips of that right here.
Let's make sure they know it's us.
Alright, it sounds like it's time to break out the old rock-a-guitar! And have to
just about does it for us for today. So,
Thanks for hanging out with us in Tortola.
yes. Exciting day tomorrow in St. Thomas, and we do have an excursion, like I said. So stay tuned for that.
An excursion that we haven't seen reviewed a lot.
Since
like 2009.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
been a long time.
Like 15 years or more. So, but maybe 10 years? I can't remember exactly. But we'll let you know how it is.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that. But that is on the docket for tomorrow. So that will do it for us for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you real soon.